Welcome again to this week's episode of the Shooting Star Press, where we talk about AEW and Impact and all sorts of wrestling stuff. We have lots of fun on the show, and it's live, so please comment and interact with us. It's a good time. As always, joined by my co-host, Mr. T.
What is up, everybody? I am Mr. T, aka your judge for tonight. And Gorekeeper, what a time it has been. This last week was pretty epic. Also, we have somebody very special for you guys tonight. Somebody you might know. Someone you guys might know.
He's famous.
I mean, he's definitely Hall of Fame worthy for our channel, our page. Anyways, so why don't you bring him out, Mr. Jonathan Leonard?
Hey, guys.
Welcome back, sir.
Yes, it's been a hot minute.
Son returns.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, good to be back, guys. It's been a little bit. Been a hot minute.
It has been.
And I'll be popping in every now and then, I think.
Awesome.
Sounds good. Oh, we got someone in the chat.
Wonderful. Who do we got?
Who are you?
Oh, and it's not me for once.
No, it's not you.
Because I'm here.
Well, welcome, viewer.
Welcome.
We're glad you're here to spend some wrestling time with us. And also, if you're watching and you want to chat along with us, we can see your comments in real time. So we'll interact with you if you got any questions and all stuff, or if you want to talk about anything specific, bring it up, and we are here for you. So
that's right.
This week we are covering Revolution,
yep,
AEW, Dynamite, and Impact from Tuesday. Because I didn't watch NXT this week.
It's fine.
Or Raw or SmackDown.
I did watch Raw, but
Oh,
okay. Was it worth anything?
Okay, it had one of the most absurd segments in quite a while, at least in terms of delivery. It was very odd. Just a quick thing, a situation with Shane McMahon and Braun Strowman, where they've been building this whole sort of tension.
That.
Yeah, that was really awkward.
That was strange.
I did see that.
But the
Shane
thing
just walked out, got in his face, and was like, I'm sorry.
Well, no, but then the follow-up.
Yeah.
Later on, the elaboration. It was
I would never call you stupid. Yeah.
That was the and then chase him backstage.
Were legitimately worried about his health after that.
He thought he was stroking out,
having a stroke or something.
Yeah. Or but also too, it was like
Braun was reminding Shane of his lines.
But it was that, but also they were like, they also thought he was doing like Cardinal Sin WWE rules, like his nose was firmly into the microphone and breathing and a lot of repeating and quite frankly, and kept saying, I wouldn't going to call you, and kept repeating like, I don't like using language like that. It's abhorrent. I find it abhorrent to talk like that. And it was like this. Yeah. It's definitely, I wouldn't say it's in the worst of the week. It's definitely the weirdest frickin' thing this week, I would say, in a week of weird shit that we will get to.
Yeah.
But that you had Lashley retain. You had McIntyre and Sheamus have another amazing match, which again baffles. Why are you doing this 2 weeks in a row on free TV when you were building this up as something that might be pay-per-view? Oh, considering that you have a pay-per-view that's coming up either this week or next week, I don't frickin' know, but it's pretty damn light on matches, and so yes, you did have a non-finish, but by the time you hit this pay-per-view, assuming that you're not going to have another Sheamus McIntyre match next week, you're having an issue of a pay-per-view coming up where one of the matches has already been seen twice on free TV between
WWE
guys.
Does it all the time.
Yeah,
which is why I stopped watching the weekly shows. That's why I quit watching it. Is because once I got to the pay-per-view, I didn't care about the match anymore because I had seen it 500 times already.
Or some kind of
match. Now I exclusively watch pay-per-view. It's at least semi-fresh to me. You know.
I will say, an inventive yet stupid finish for the Sheamus McIntyre match. If you didn't see what they did, it was a no disqualification match, and the pinnacle of it was, for some reason, they each had steel steps up against their freaking head, and they ran into
each other.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me. I know that somebody already made this, and this is going to be a Botchamania ending, but it reminded me of the Simpsons when they did the family reunion when they were talking about the Simpsons genes, and the whole thing was like the men are stupid, and they freaking had pots in their heads running into each other, and they're all in a fight pit. Like, yeah, that's what it made me exactly think of with those two.
Hello, viewers. We got some more viewers that just popped in while John was talking. So
welcome to our live.
Yeah, welcome. Feel free to comment,
interact,
and I'll shut up about Raw.
Oh well,
no,
there honestly isn't much.
I'll be honest. I don't think I've ever seen an ending like that. So I mean, kudos to Monday Night Raw. I mean, I feel like they could have done that ending on like an episode of WWE Superstars or, some kind of nothing important show. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, Raw was weird, to say the least.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you had more of the Randy Orton, Hocus Pocus, Alexa Bliss stuff.
I heard the more of the black goo came out again.
Yeah, that made AJ Styles win, which someone did point out that besides Elimination Chamber and Royal Rumble, AJ Styles has been on a little bit of a win streak that is kind of, especially since they're not building him towards anything, it's extremely weird. He hasn't lost a match since October, a straight up singles match.
Well, I'm sure they're gonna probably streamline him, especially after the recent releasing of Andrade.
No, actually,
he requested his release. It was not granted.
Denied.
Oh, it was. I didn't see it was denied. I thought he was gone already.
Nope.
Okay.
No, nope. He requested it. It's denied. So weird. Odds are they'll just have him sit out his contract like everybody. Well, no, it's just what they always do. Make him sit out the rest of the contract so they can't go somewhere else. Probably the same thing that's happening with Aleister Black, Tommy End, all of that stuff. They're just going to be sitting until their contract is up, and then they can go elsewhere.
Shall we get into our first segment?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, first segment, as always, Wrestler of the Week. All right. I have 3 that I'm deciding on.
Hold on.
Well,
I'm not going to go through all of them. I'll pick one, but I want you guys to go first, just in case one.
You can give us your honorable mentions.
I'll do that. Okay. So, I think only because we've never had an Impact Star be Wrestler of the Week yet. Honorable mention goes to Chris Bay.
Yeah.
That match was phenomenal.
It's great.
I've liked him for quite a while.
Honorable mention to Rey Fenix in his match against Matt Jackson.
That's also true. Yeah.
That was a great opening match. One of my favorite matches in a long time on Dynamite. My Wrestler of the Week has to be the one, the only. We talk about a ton on this show. Ace Austin. It has to be.
I mean,
even though he lost, he still looked really good.
I don't understand why they're making him lose all the time now. It seems really weird to me.
Yeah, even with Madman Fulton aside, he still seems to lose quite a bit.
Yeah, so...
But they're building him towards a championship match tomorrow. He has no steam going into this pay-per-view whatsoever.
I bet he'll win.
I think he'll win, and then Chris Bay will be like, well, I beat you, so I'm number 1 contender. That's probably what it's going to be.
And, yeah.
Because TJP has been an awful champion.
Yeah, it's been weird,
he's
confusing.
He's a charisma vacuum.
Yeah.
He's a good wrestler, but his character is so...
He gets so much hype. He gets so hyped up by, like, other wrestlers and the announcers, and then it's just, like, kind of boring. You know? It's like, yeah, I get who you are and where you've been, but...
Well, he had to have a gimmick change for half of the reign to make it tolerable.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, pick a gimmick and stick with it, please.
I wish he was still doing the manic stuff, so we never had to hear him talk.
Speaking of gimmicks, I learned this week, thanks to John, about Susan and her gimmicks, and...
it's 3 faces of...
I didn't know that was a thing. Like, I don't know where I've been, but I YouTubed it, and holy crap, that's I'm getting sick and tired of Susan. I'm so tired of Susan right now. I want to see one of the other ones. Like,
Sue Young's
I don't
great.
get it. Yeah.
Wife of Rich Swann, if you didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
But, interesting. Yeah. He's gonna lose his title, by the way. Or he's gonna.
Man.
It has to.
Know.
It has to. Could you imagine? But they'll probably make him win because
they've been building both matches, though.
Because I mean, when has Kenny recently gone against someone bigger than him and stronger?
Well, see, and here's the whole sort of thing that this is going to be a bigger thing to kind of get into, but I've kind of found that at least from details and what have you that's coming out, they've sort of Impact is kind of backed into a corner booking wise in terms of their top title now with this Kenny Omega involvement. Like, yes, you can have it be one of those two guys, but odds are, I'm just saying it now, odds are Kenny is going to win that title versus, because with that deal, odds are he'll be a dual champion. But what the deal is apparently where this booking issue is and where communication is going to be extremely.
Kenny's going to collect all the championships, just like the Infinity Gauntlet, baby.
Double A already kind of did that, but for a little bit. But anyways, but the issue is that at least apparently AEW let it be known to Impact that if Kenny wins the title, they don't want him losing the Impact title till after he loses the AEW title. And so that's going to be a whole bunch of creative, I guess, jump rope that they're going to have to be doing to make this work, because they're not going to want to have their top guy losing on Impact's thing. And I guess they're making the case that Kenny is that kind of top draw for Impact, but I mean, that kind of hamstrings booking. It kind of makes me wonder to a certain extent. I know that overall eyes are more on Impact, but makes me wonder if it's starting to tip definitely in AEW's favor in terms of what they're getting out of this versus what is Impact getting from the involvement. Like it definitely has the feeling of New Japan Ring of Honor's partnership. I mean, I'm not saying that it is, but it kind of tends to be that way.
So
at least it's looking that way.
Here's a question for you. The last time Kenny wrestled on Impact, he was full Bullet Club gear. Do you think we're gonna see that when he's wrestling on Impact again?
I don't think so.
No.
Well, I think he's just doing what he wants to. It seems like everything is what he's feeling like spur of the moment. I mean, that's also how you can describe his civilian clothes fashion choices. It's Kenny doing whatever the fuck he wants to do.
Very interesting.
There are sometimes when you sit there and you go, "What are you, Kenny?"
Like I understood the shirt and the pants, and then you look at his tiny little shoes, like his slip-on shoes. Like
that was the closest. That was the closest he got to looking like a normal person.
Yeah.
He's the worst dresser in all of wrestling.
And then until Revolution, I did kind of piece together that they are kind of doing well, maybe it still ties in. I think there's a little bit of attempting to be like best way to describe it, I would say bullshit Mr. Perfect. Because you had him doing all these frickin' things like the golf game, and you have fucking Don cheating on the green to make it look like it's a hole-in-one. Him being like, I'm an engineer now, and I'm going to build this amazing frickin' thing to destroy John Moxley, and we'll get into it, but it doesn't work. So it's almost starting. So I'm saying that if you want, you can lean into that being a gimmick of like, yes, a superior wrestler, he's wanting to be more, but he's just fucking horrible at everything else. And he's led into a false sense of being amazing because of Don Callis.
We're getting a little off topic. I want to know your guys' wrestlers of the week.
Yeah.
Hangman Adam Page, baby. The Hangman. I thought his and Matt Hardy's match was match of the week. For me, anyways. But yeah, I mean, other than everyone else who we've already kind of talked about, and especially Gorekeeper, your people are also people I thought who did pretty well this week also.
John,
So, yeah.
wrestler of the week.
Well, I will say, I love that little extra touch from AEW this week of how you could tell it almost was the closest to like being the elite segment in AEW with Hangman Page with that lawnmower and Colt Cabana falls off the fucking thing when they started it up, and he definitely
expected it to go backwards.
He definitely tried to cover it up, going, "No, I didn't fall off the thing."
I think I missed that too.
Well, I mean, it was
great.
It was just a backstage segment of what some of the stuff that Hangman Page did with Matt Hardy's money, and he bought this big frickin' jacked up riding lawnmower, and he said that he was going to take all of the Dark Order for ice cream, and so they all jump on this frickin' lawnmower except for five.
I thought,
but when he takes off to go, he did go forward, but you could see the thing instantly jack up in the air just because of the weight, and instantly Colt Cabana gets off the thing and like walks off of frame. Like, this is gonna go down.
I was hoping we'd get a new mower of lawns reference there, but we didn't.
No, I think they deleted the whole broken stuff is over and it's probably never coming back.
Well, it's just part of the multiverse of Matt Hardy.
At least without fans, it's not happening.
Yeah. Yes, period. That's for sure. Yep.
You need that fan. We learned that empty arena, broken Matt Hardy doesn't work at all.
So who's your wrestler of the week?
Now, mine is someone who I feel like put up a great showing at Revolution, but more so I'm wanting to give him credit for completely circumventing expectations and where things are going. My wrestler of the week this week is MJF.
Oh,
but he didn't.
First of all, I thought it was a great match with him and Jericho. He was not the one that ate the pin, so he still came out looking strong. And then everybody, myself included, leading into this is, what we're getting is a retelling of the Nation of Domination with Farouk and The Rock. And The Rock is kicking out Farouk. And it was like MJF and Chris Jericho. MJF is going to kick out Chris Jericho. We're going to do that segment they did that segment in essence. Mm-hmm. But then it became this freaking twist that I will get into it, but I did not see that twist coming. I didn't see that was what was happening.
Was really weird.
This is the problem with our show. Every time we make a thumbnail and we're ready for it, and like the headline of the show, we never talk about it in the opening segment ever.
Well, there we go.
That's the thumbnail. Is MJF's new
you know what they say? Restaurant quality, shooting star press, baby.
and I will say, I didn't read any match results, but I will say that this Wednesday, this stable does have a name from someone that was at the show. Is that something to spoil or save it for next week? Or
I want to know.
Yeah, I think I want to know.
You only have
one viewer in here anyway.
I want to know.
Okay, the name of the faction is the Pinnacle.
Okay,
I can deal with that.
That's the name of the faction is the Pinnacle.
Pinnacle?
The Pinnacle. I don't know if they're...
Pinnacle.
Well, it's better than frickin' any sort of Four Horsemen nods or Innermost Circle or...
better than Violent by Design.
Or the Five Horsemen, because you have Wardlow. Because I'm sure there were people there that was like saw the symbol like 1, 2, 3. Oh wait, that's more than 4. Ooh. But
I would be open to that. It would be interesting to see how they would do as the Five Horsemen.
Well, technically, they can do anything related to that because a lot of people don't know this. Four Horsemen is actually owned by a surprising source. The name, the Four Horsemen, and for wrestling. Huh. It's not owned by WWE, not owned by anybody actually involved with the Four Horsemen. Conrad Thompson bought the rights to Four Horsemen.
Interesting.
Oh.
He owns the rights to the Four Horsemen. That's why I'm pretty sure there are Four Horsemen pro wrestling tees merchandise, and that's because of Conrad Thompson.
Gotcha.
But, yeah.
This also has other implications more so than just MJF gaining a new faction. This means the Inner Circle is going to turn face.
Yeah.
And this leads to the question: is Sammy Guevara back in the Inner Circle?
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Heck
Yeah. I think that's sort of the. Well, no. Here's the more important question I wanted to know.
Why did Sammy videotape if he didn't want to be in the Inner Circle?
There's a bigger one that pissed me off. Well, not pissed me off, but curious. Jericho teased a new Inner Circle member. Who the fuck was that going to be?
Who was it?
To piece everybody together. Remember that at the beginning? He said,
he did say
that'll
that.
be
Yeah.
what what the heck was that going to be? I don't know but maybe it'll wait. We'll see. I was trying to think. I was like, well, I wonder if they got like another old bastard to counteract Tully. Like, is that what it is? Because the numbers even up except for Tully.
That'd be cool. Ric Flair.
You know what other faction
that's not
we
what I was
need?
meaning.
Another faction we need is Jon Moxley, Eddie Kingston, and Sami Callihan all together. I would fucking love that.
Well,
the problem it's not impossible.
No, it's not.
There's only one problem though. They've never been on the same side of the babyface heel coin at the same fucking time yet.
Who?
All three of them. They've never been on the same side of the coin yet.
Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley are.
Yes, so now we got two out of the three.
Here's the thing.
Wasn't Moxley in a tag team with Sami Callihan back in the day, though?
Yes, they were.
So they were at some point on the same page.
I think they were called the. I think they, honest to God, were called the. It was either the Ohio Switchblades or the Cincinnati Switchblades.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Pre Jay White, they weren't ripping off his gimmick.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
It was Sammy since Chris Jericho. I know what MJF.
We got a comment. I'm sorry, I'll pull it up. I missed it.
Yeah, the new member.
Sammy?
He's talking about the new member.
Yeah, that would make sense.
It's Sammy because it's Sammy.
As that was going to be
the face.
Okay. As in that was going to be at
Jericho's
the time the bait and
surprise.
switch,
Right.
because they were trying to sucker in MJF, and that's also the thing that also ties into Wrestler of the Week. They've consistently kept MJF from the get-go as the smartest fucking heel. He has not been duped once since AEW began. Every time you feel like it's close to being duped, there's some sort of switch. They've had Cody's going to have his shot to beat the crap out of him. Wardlow debuts. Yeah, he's yes, he ended up losing to Moxley, but instantly was pivot of I need a faction. I'm gonna sucker myself into Inner Circle, and then do this bait and switch on everybody and completely take him out. And yes, it gets a little convoluted, but it's actually nice to see a not stupid heel for once.
Yeah, I get that.
There's a lot of
stupid.
stupid.
To our
heels.
next segment, since we're past that, then.
Yeah.
Which is, as always, worst match of the week. Did the echo effect work?
No.
All right. I would like to go first on this because
Go ahead.
I know that I'll address the elephant in the room. We're all going to talk about the ending of Revolution. I'm assuming one of us is. So I'm going to talk about something different. And now, in my opinion, the worst match of the week was the Young Bucks versus MJF and Jericho.
Oh,
that was John's favorite match.
Yeah. Well, no, favorite. Wild.
Yeah.
So it's not that I thought it wasn't bad. Like MJF and Jericho were phenomenal. You know, the Young Bucks had to do what they always do, but the reason why it's my worst match of the week is it just made the Young Bucks look so OP. Like for them, you know, MJF and Jericho to hit all their finishing maneuvers and Jericho to have the Walls of Jericho in for as long as he did, and they still broke out of it. They kicked out of everything, and
everybody breaks out of the walls.
Anytime
they have the only people who don't get out of the Walls of Jericho are jobbers.
No shit.
Okay, Well, anytime I go out of my way to tweet, like get mad and get Karen and tweet about you on Twitter, it's pretty bad. And I had to do that to Aubrey Edwards because
the super kick party.
The super kick party, and like, you're the referee of the match. Why are you letting, like, I'm sounding like that guest we had last week with the question, but she's
anonymous.
Literally in the ring and watching it all happen, just sitting there watching it. Like, no, get these guys out. They're not the legal man in the match. Get them out of here. And it was like the longest amount of time, and she just sat there and watched. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, at least, pretend like something's going on and get distracted or do anything. But she literally, like, you can tell how much of a fan she is of the sport because she's literally just sitting there watching it, like, and she can't do anything. She's like frozen. And
yeah,
I don't know.
And
that
was
honestly,
kind of my complaint with that match too, is it didn't follow traditional wrestling tag team
at all
rules like AEW promised they would.
And I literally got my phone out right during the match, Brandon. You probably heard me. I was like, I'm going to tweet Aubrey Edwards right now.
And I got the notification right away. I mean, you stood 10 feet away from me. I didn't know you were doing it until it popped up on my phone. I'm like, oh my god.
But I was just like, do your damn job. This is not a tornado tag team match. Get these guys out of the ring. Like, that really pissed me off. And that's why it was my worst match of the week.
Well, I will say they've definitely taken liberties with the tag rule since the beginning. That's why FTR was railing against it when they came to the company. I will say if Tony Khan didn't have his shackles up a mixed tag, you very well could have them frickin' super kick Aubrey to justify the kicks. But Tony is absolutely not a fan of intergender wrestling in terms of.
Well, like, but every referee gets knocked down and knocked out by mistake. You don't ever see that anymore.
Yeah, but in the middle of a super kick party, the way that would work is them deciding to just turn and both blast Aubrey right in the fucking face.
I would be okay with it. Honestly, like, it's like a love-hate relationship with Aubrey Edwards. Sometimes I love her. I like her enough to follow her on Twitter, but sometimes, like during this match, I hated our referee. It was trash. Anyways,
I'd like to get into my worst of the week real quick.
Okay.
I'll make it short. Obviously, like you said, we're gonna talk. Obviously, everyone's thinking the exploding ring is gonna be the worst of the week, and it's too obvious to do that. Everyone's talking about it. We all know it's bad. So
we've been talking about it for a week now.
Yeah, so I don't even want to bring it up. I'll just let people know I hated it as well just as much as everybody else. I thought it was the worst. But if I'm gonna pick something else besides that, I'm getting really tired of Johnny Swinger's casino segments on Impact.
Oh yeah,
they do nothing for me. They're annoying. They don't further any storylines.
It's just like, what is going on? Like, who are you? Like.
But you never liked Johnny Swinger, though.
I've always hated Johnny Swinger. But now TJP sitting there with his no charisma ass sitting there talking and winning all this money. And then you got Johnny Bravo, who I also hate, dealing cards. Like, oh my god, this is the worst. Like, everybody I don't like in Impact in one segment being annoying or no charisma.
Wait, hold on a second. Devil's Advocate, isn't it not better than them spread out ruining everything on the fucking show?
That's true. At least they're quarantined to the casino.
Okay, for me, I'll say the explosion was the worst, but there's a specific reason. I've gone through, since it's been a week, I've gone through most of the 7 stages of grief on this fucking thing. And earlier today,
Aki Mito or whatever her name is. What's her name?
Oh,
Maki
God,
Ito?
yeah, actually, that was, honestly, I'm glad you brought that up because that was a very close number 2 for me. Like, literal shit.
The microphone thing sucked, but I get the appeal and why people stand for her. I get it.
I don't
like how, and Gorekeeper brought it up during the pay-per-view, but like she was doing a tribute to this other wrestler who hits like super soft, and it's like, come on.
Well, okay, and that comment down there, yes, they did their damnedest to make a lemonade out of a pile of shit. It
Yeah,
Oh,
still,
see,
and
I
Eddie
will say, it
Kingston.
still tastes like shitty lemonade. But
Uh,
here's the follow up. But I wanted to say, so, but yeah, this was like yesterday. I finally hit a level of acceptance with this that there's something that I definitely feel like I should factor in. The thing that we've been railing, well, most wrestling fans have been railing about, sure, let's say the main corporation, Wrestling Federation. Everything else, though, is the fact that it's a consistent pattern of sameness. You're having themed pay-per-views. You have these specialty match types, for the most part, when they're coming every single motherfucking year. This was a shot of AEW trying something frickin' different. Are there fail safes that they should have done ahead of time? Yes. Maybe considering the instant thought that came to mind was in 2004 or 5 it was when you had Undertaker versus the Dudley Boys with the cement crypt with Paul Bearer inside.
Oh man, that was yeah.
But the point is, they pre-taped that and they had a stunt person in there. The point is I see these reports now that they apparently tested that pyrotechnics 3 or 4 times on Saturday and it worked fine. Then but here's what you do. What you frickin' do is, it depends on how you have this all set up. But you have then, after the second time it works, you have Mox. Yes, there will be continuity errors galore, but again, we just dealt with continuity errors when they set the Fiend on fire. But the point is, you can suspend disbelief enough. You sit Moxley and frickin' Eddie Kingston in there, and you fucking shoot it when it worked well, and you have that as your fail-safe for if shit goes down on Sunday. You'll have to probably splice. It will probably be shaky, but at least people will suspend their disbelief enough. But the point I was trying to make is at least they were trying something different, a match type that hasn't been done in the United States in how fucking long. Odds are there are going to be more match types that come up that they're going to think of. Some will be great, some will be duds. Unfortunately, one of the first major chances they took, it went south. But the point is,
and playing it on that, I guess I never even thought of, like, because honestly, after it happened, I was just like, how in the world are they going to rebound? Like thinking of that Tiger King meme where he's just like, I'm never going to financially recover from this. Like, like literally just trying to think of, like, what could they do? And, to your point, John, I think they had their, plan that they wanted to happen. I think their backup plan almost should have just been completely pull the cord, make the screen go black, and act like, holy crap, like 3, 2, 1, 0, and then it just goes black. Like, how big was this damn explosion? And then they could have computer edited and done things, differently after the fact.
You could have teased video footage for Impact. I mean, for the show on Wednesday with the pre-recorded shit that went well. The only thing that you're going to fall, though, is there will be a gigantic chunk that is super fucking pissed off that their pay-per-view went off. It happened with the Sopranos series finale. They would end up seeing this as not even this was the plan. They will see it as they lost the pay-per-view league. I mean, they lost the pay-per-view feed, and this company that's still relatively young is Bush League. Bush League lost the time. So I think they might have been screwed no matter what they did. What would have been best is if the fireworks fucking worked, and maybe with the story coming out. Actually, no. I'm going to go extremely specific. I changed my mind entirely. My worst of the week is specifically the fireworks rigging crew that they used. Specifically these people, because they were reportedly unapologetic about what the fuck happened.
What?
Oh, really?
Yes. That came out that they were apparently and they were just kind of brushing it off. Like, fuck you guys. Somebody made the superstars that were furious made the joke and said, if their fireworks went with half the heat that they got backstage, we would have been fucking fine.
Gilbert, boom! Oh, look at my firework!
Speaking of the aftermath,
speaking of that made me think of I don't know if you saw any of Cultaholic's WTF for Revolution.
I haven't watched Cultaholic in forever.
Okay, but Ross, who reviews it, his opening was him standing, and they basically CGI'd a bunch of fireworks going off as he was standing there. And he goes, "Well, that wasn't fucking so hard, was it?"
Well, I saw a thing on Wrestle Talk, and it was a poll they had, and it wasn't really a poll; it's more of a question they asked, and you could give two answers to.
Yeah,
and one of the answers to was, if Eddie Kingston told me the Earth was flat, I'd believe him. Like,
God,
and I voted for that because
it.
Eddie Kingston can spin shit, no matter how bad it goes or what happens. He always he's
I'm
the
curious.
best talker.
I'm curious about babyface Kingston. This is interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
I think AEW played it off really well. But what you just said about Eddie Kingston and being face, I kind of hope that Eddie and Moxley are teaming up and they're going against somebody, and
they're teaming up next week.
Yeah, and they're getting the ever living crap kicked out of them. And then you hear the and then here comes Sammy Cal. Sammy Cal had to save the day. Sammy turns face. We get the three of them together again.
Well,
that's kind of what I hope. I think that's the way to introduce him as a face and get these guys together.
He's in the middle of a Trey Miguel feud right now, so it doesn't really work.
Fine, I'll just say this too, since I read the spoilers. It doesn't happen this week.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just telling you that.
We have some time, so do you guys want to play a round of 20 questions?
Oh God!
You got somebody or?
I don't. I had nobody.
All right.
John, do you want to pick a wrestler for us?
Oh my lord!
I'll put the graphic. I didn't do it.
Well, to do that, you will have to give me you will have to give me a hot second to
all right.
Yeah.
To bring up a person's Wikipedia page so I have a shot. Oh, hold on a second.
For new viewers, basically this
I don't go away when I open this up, do I?
No.
Okay, beautiful.
No.
Making sure.
So for new viewers, this is not who we're guessing. It's not the Stockmaster. That's just the graphic I have.
Somebody's going to do it. And you
it
guys
happens every time.
No, somebody will. No, I'm saying somebody will one day. One of us will say our person that we're picking is the Shockmaster, and you guys will be so fucked. Whoever it is will be like. Argh. Anyways,
but this is basically 20 questions where somebody picks a wrestler for us. Me and Tyler are gonna tag team this one, so we'll get 10 questions each. I gotta get my counter ready because I have a counter that will get rid of my banner at the bottom for a little bit, but that's okay.
Okay.
Oh, no, it won't. That's cool. Okay, I got a person.
Okay.
And don't ask if you wrestled in boots.
Fuck. You just asked my first question. Now you have to ask the first question because now I have to think of something else.
Am I currently part of the AEW roster?
No.
Am I on the current WWE roster?
No.
Have I worked for WWE in the past 5 years?
Are we including one-offs?
Sure.
Yes.
Yes.
So we know it's a one-off. Or two.
Am I a retired male wrestler?
No.
Am I active anywhere?
No.
So that means I'm retired.
Am I a female?
No,
Yes.
you need to clarify this.
Okay. Have to clarify that.
Because I asked if they were active, and he asked if they were retired. You said no to both. There has to be one.
Yeah. Thank you, Gordon.
Right?
I didn't even think about that.
I mean, it's either they're wrestling or they're not.
He did say it was a female. Right?
Okay,
You said yes to that?
Okay, technically, yes. Yes.
Yes,
Yes
active
to what?
and yes,
Yes
to
to
team
be yes to being retired.
Yes to being retired. Okay.
Yes.
Am I Trish Stratus?
No.
Am I Molly Holly?
Ah, son of a bitch. Yes.
Yeah!
Woo!
The
I think
20
that's is that a record there?
the
Right,
first
I think it is.
2021 Hall of Famer. I had all this other extra shit here brought up. Women's champion 2 times, hardcore champion 1 time.
Shaved head
Oh,
one time.
well, actually, that I have to give respect for that because I didn't hear until this week when she got inducted. I never heard the backstory for this. Did you ever hear this, Gorekeeper?
I don't know if I did either.
Well, okay.
Celebratory vape.
Was that sneaky?
No. Okay. What the story? What the story was is that apparently, as you know, she did the women's championship versus her versus Victoria WrestleMania 20. That match was going to be left off the card. They were going to bump it, even though it was advertised. I mean, as they were planning it. She said that she said, "Let's do a hair stipulation, and I will be willing to shave my head if that means that will be on the WrestleMania card." And that's the only reason that match was on WrestleMania 20 was because Molly Holly was willing to do that, was to shave her head.
I know that.
Or else there would have been no women's match on that show.
All right, shall we open the floor?
Sure.
All right. Last segment of the stream.
Question me.
New baby face.
New baby face.
Now speaking of which, I was disappointed with the one shot that Kenny was asking for. I was hoping that it was going to be that backhand, that spinning backhand, not just a straight punch.
Pills.
Damn straight, I got the Uda pills.
Nice.
So this segment, basically, for those who are watching, is our Q&A with the fans. So if anybody that's watching right now has a question, feel free to comment it, and we will answer your question to the best of our abilities. Anonymous, if you are watching, I don't know if you are or not, but I'm hoping we successfully answered your Bullet Club question because we never heard back about that. So hopefully we answered that well.
It'll be interesting to see.
I tried my best.
Speaking of that Bullet Club thing, it'll be interesting to see if the anger and tension of Bullet Club will ever percolate to anything, or if it's just Twitter shouting out or speaking out at the mouth, or if Tamatonga's finna getting ready to beat the shit out of somebody.
Oh, I hope so. I love Tamatonga.
Well, see, because the thing is, I don't think he necessarily has the exact same heat for. It seems like right now that the heat is exclusively starting to fall on Kenny, because it's not necessarily like Cody or Hangman or whatever going around like.
Right.
Or even
it's the Good Brothers and Kenny, basically.
Well, and
the Young Bucks.
But at this point, it's a little bit unwilling Young Bucks.
Here's what's weird. Why are the Good Brothers always on AEW? Always.
Yeah.
They never wrestle on Impact. They're hardly ever on Impact. Why don't they just freaking?
They were on Impact this week.
Hard, okay.
In a backstage segment, but they were on.
Barely, come on, man.
By the way,
champions.
They're the champs. They don't gotta fight.
Quick recommendation if you haven't seen it, try to seek out any segment that the Good Brothers have been on Being the Elite. They're starting to eclipse the Dark Order in terms of how hard I laugh at shit. It's absolutely raunchy. Do not watch it ever with kids. Anything that they do.
A lot of dick stuff.
Specifically this any episode of
I'm missing this?
Yeah,
yes.
This week involved them helping Brandon Cutler, who they apparently gave him some Viagra, and his erection's not going down.
Just subscribe to Being the Elite.
Oh,
you gotta watch Being the Elite. That's what made me fall in love with John Silver, and then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That and even
And I loved Eddie. I miss Eddie Kingston cutting promos on inanimate objects.
Yes, that
and
was the
making
whole
them
segment.
awesome.
Was him cutting.
What?
Yeah.
What?
And
He
also
did it on
any
Pop Tarts once. It was amazing.
and also
What?
any segment too involving, they haven't done it for a little bit, but anything involving the defending of the BTE championship
Yeah.
is also fun to watch. Just a quick explanation of that for you. They have a title that's exclusive to that show. It has absolutely nothing to do with wrestling. It can be defended in a wrestling match, but it's a title exclusive to that show that can be defended by any kind of competition. They've done condiment tossing. They've done mini putt-putt golf. Whatever it is in a straight-up match.
I loved the condiment tossing. That was so funny.
That took way longer than it was supposed to, I think.
I only saw the bottle
the whole episode.
cap challenge. I only
Yep,
saw
the bottle cap challenge. Yep. They've done... I do... Now, see, that's the thing. I say that I love it. I could not tell you for the life of me who's the current champion right now.
It's John Silver.
I thought he lost it.
No.
Well, he's wrestling his girlfriend for the title next week or something, right?
I thought John lost it at this point.
I think I saw it on Twitter.
Well, then anyway. John is the longest reigning BTE champion at this point.
Uh-huh.
And the best part is it's one of those things where it naturally falls into you deserve it, because he absolutely didn't get this title through push. It's through sheer will and determination that he's vanquishing people left and right.
The condiment tossing had me on edge the whole episode.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna have to go back and watch these.
Well, didn't that take up the majority of that fucking episode?
That was basically that was basically the entire episode. Was them in like 2 times speed. Condiment.
And then they would slow down.
Like 25 minutes
even
long.
when they slowed it back down, you're like, oh, is this? Oh, they just threw in another one where they failed.
What?
Yeah, because it was basically
it was so good.
It was basically in essence beer pong, except for bouncing bottle caps and drinking fluid. It was these cups, and they were chucking ketchup packets and trying to get it into
mustard packets.
Mustard packets into the cup, and
one thing off topic here. You know what match I'm really excited for?
Yeah,
the arcade match. Orange Cassidy, Miro, Kip Sabian.
I'm so over that feud, man. It started because of broken arcade machine. Fucking move on.
It ends with a broken arcade machine, huh? It's the blow off.
I
Good
guess.
point.
I was just really hoping that this would be done after
See, that's the thing. I've seen this whole at least a few people. They're really starting to let their opinion be known that they've entirely soured on the character that is Kip Sabian. That there's a lot of people that do not like Kip Sabian, see him as a vacuum and just average and the ring at best and annoying at worst.
Yeah, I was really high on him at the beginning of Dynamite.
Just because of the look?
Well, I thought that match he had with Sammy Guevara was really good.
Yeah. Yep.
And the way he played his heel character when that fan was like in his face and he went up and he tried to kiss him on the lips.
Yeah,
I was like, dude, this dude is gonna be something. And then he got in this Penelope Ford relationship, and that's when it started going downhill for me. It's like, no, because I do not like Penelope Ford. Can't stand her. She's a terrible wrestler.
I thought you were okay with her with Joey.
Yeah, but because she wasn't wrestling. But now I have to watch her wrestle, and I hate the stupid wedding angle. That was dumb. It's something WWE has done a million times. We didn't need that in AEW. I know it wasn't that the real wedding though.
I think that's what you said.
It was yes, it was a legitimate. That moment was legitimate. They did have a secondary ceremony of sorts for family via Zoom the next day, but the show where they properly signed their marriage certificate and all that stuff was the Dynamite show. Yeah.
So I mean that's cool, but But anyways, we're almost at an hour, so let's wrap things up here. If anybody's got anything left to say, let it be known.
I think we covered it.
We almost made it a whole episode without me talking about Matt Cardona and Brian Myers. I had to do it.
Well, damn it. Now we gotta wait till next week to try and not get him. Please don't wrestle this week, Matt Cardona. Please don't wrestle. Or Brian Myers.
Oh, shoot. Alright.
Well, thanks for hanging out, guys. We will see you next week again, right after SmackDown. John, thank you for coming on. Appreciate it. As always, I am the Gorekeeper. You can follow me at YT Gorekeeper for all your stuff horror. Tyler, you want to plug your stuff?
I'm Mr. T, aka the Judge. You can find me on Twitter at TJ Moneydog. Check out my Facebook page, Mr. T's Comics and Collectibles, where we have all your wrestling needs, almost, and a lot of other pop culture things.
And I am at Mafu John on Twitter. I will be appearing in the near future on some podcasts, so stay tuned to my social medias to figure out when that is happening.
Yes.
We're going to try to get some more Gorekeeper. There's some other stuff going on as well. That will all be revealed in due time.
Yes.
But anyways.
All right. That's all right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody who did.
Bang, pow, boom. Good night.
Bang, pow, boom. Okay.
I don't know what it is.
Bang, pow, boing. That one time. Oh wait, that was before you. Shit. We'll talk after the air.
Yeah.